I am going to be honest. I'm a little disappointed in Robert Meyer Burnett. Robert Meyer Burnett, seen oftentimes on the John Campea show, talking movies and whatnot. He did an appearance on a Critical Drinker podcast, which, in and of itself, I hate the fact that I need to say this, does not make him racist or sexist or whatever, but it does raise an eyebrow because it's like you can't be in this space and not know who he is and who the people he associates with oftenly are. Now, I get that he's probably someone who's like, oh, if we're just talking, we're just talking. But that still raises an eyebrow for me, especially when, at a certain point during their conversation, this happens.
Well, what about the fact that you've got this Klingon character, and in their wisdom, they're like, we're going to make a Klingon character who doesn't really want to be a Klingon. Well, that's such an easy, subverting.
Yeah,
Wouldn't
you
it
mean
have been-
this guy?
Yeah. Oh, yes, that guy.
Now, my question, seeing that, is obviously, did he not know what Drinker was trying to do by bringing that picture up, or did he not care? Now, for the uninitiated and those who are just unaware of how these people operate, the reason why, in a conversation about this character, Jaden from Starfleet Academy, Critical Drinker decides to, unprompted, use this specific image as opposed to any of the other images that exist out there where he's not wearing this, is because the thing that Critical Drinker hates about the character is that he might be queer and is a man wearing a skirt. They'll tell you that their dislike of the show has absolutely nothing to do with the race, gender, or sexual orientation of any of the characters in the show. That it's actually about bad writing or how it dishonors the legacy of a franchise so many people hold dear. And those are just believable enough criticisms where you'd probably miss the fact that in most conversations about why this show is bad, they exclusively talk about the fact that this character is gay, and that there's so many gay characters. Hell, Nerdrotic even calls his character Gay Den, because that is the extent of their wit, of their humor, of their capacity to, criticize. Calling a character who is gay and named Jaden, Gay Den.
And wouldn't it, and the way he's coded, I understand that. So his identity, well, wouldn't it have been more interesting if you had a Klingon professor who was trying to explain how the concept of honor can be applied to all aspects of life?
A specific episode that features Jaden prominently is an episode where one student wants to help Jaden in a debate, but Jaden says, no, I don't want help. That's not my people's way. And the other student doesn't understand that. At the same time, Starfleet wants to help the Klingons, who are refugees now because of stuff that happened. The Klingons say, no, we don't want that. That's not our people's way. And Starfleet doesn't understand. Literally the very thing that Robert Meyer Burnett is complaining about the show not doing is what they have done. My problem is not that Robert Meyer Burnett did a podcast with a guy I don't particularly like. That's his prerogative. My problem is that Robert Meyer Burnett, a dude who I respected for being fair, went on a podcast with a guy I don't particularly like and started acting just like him, being unnecessarily unfair to the show and levying a bullshit criticism just because it sounds like a criticism, and this is a podcast where we're just criticizing it, just to criticize. Also mainly this, he knew exactly what Drinker was doing showing this particular image and didn't push back at all. Didn't call him out, he just laughed along. It's kind of fucked.